Fraud can be a big risk in a dental practice. There is no 100% cure to fraud, to be honest. But you can take some steps to reduce the risk of fraud in your dental practice. Here are 5 things you can do. Again, my name is DJ Bola. I am the founder of OnTimeBooks, and we provide bookkeeping services to dental practices. Set up the correct permissions for employees and owners on your dental management software. This is half the battle of reducing your fraud risk. So if you set up an employee where they cannot go back and edit or delete what treatment was done and how much we charge the patient and how much they actually paid, if they can't go back and change that without your permission, it's harder for employees to commit fraud. So that's one of the main things we would recommend, is have the proper permission. Somebody needs to know that, hey, there was a write-off, which is not a big deal, but somebody needs to sign. It does not need to be fancy. Just a small document saying, hey, we need to write this off. Doctor, do you have your permission to do this? They come to you, you initialize, and that's it. So set up the correct permissions in your dental management software. Review your accounts receivables weekly and keep them clean. What does keep them clean means? What I mean by keep them clean is that make sure that you write off the stuff that needs to be written off. Don't keep stuff just hanging out there and make it real bulky and harder to review. Accounts receivables is the place where some fraudsters will use to hide what they've stolen. They use a technique called lapping. Also, as mentioned earlier, you should have some sort of documentation showing that the write-offs in the accounts receivable were actually approved by the owner. So make sure any write-offs that you have on the accounts receivable report have supporting documentation showing that it was properly approved. Review your merchant services statement for refunds. Check if there are negative transactions. If there are, you should have some sort of documentation to support that. You should have some internal documentation to support the refund. As mentioned in my previous tip, you should have any refunds approved by you. It does not have to be fancy again, just a small initial that, hey, this is being refunded to Miss Susie or Miss Betty on their dental treatment. Make sure all employees take vacation time. They're out and somebody else comes in and does their work. You'll often hear that the person who committed the fraud was the best employee. They were hardworking, they were committed, they were the first ones in the office, the last ones out. They were very hardworking. Well, obviously, because it takes hard work to hide your fraud. So make sure that every employee takes vacation and somebody else is doing their job when they're gone. A lot of times you will find that this is the time that the other person learns something, and also you'll find that this is how fraud is caught. One of the ways to reduce fraud at your dental practice is by conducting background checks on employees that you're about to hire. This helps by making sure that you're getting the right people in the practice and you're not bringing in any bad apples that may cause issues in the future. I hope you have found these tips useful for your dental practice. Again, my name is DJ Bola. I'm the founder of OnTimeBooks. We provide bookkeeping services to dental practices at a reasonable cost.